Hey, what's up guys, it's MeleeDamage15 here. I am bringing you some updated news now that PAX East is over, and I have some awesome answers to questions that I'm sure a lot of you have had. So let's get into it. Before I begin, I want to start off by saying that the majority of this information is from the 7 Days to Die PAX East livestream on Twitch by @DolishDez, who works for the Fun Pimps, and she was taking questions from the chat and asking the devs for answers. A lot of these questions were also asked in the chat and answered by Tim in chat, and he also works for the Fun Pimps. And the rest of the information was gathered from 7 Days to Die X page in the comments of their posts where they answered a few of people's questions. So as of right now, the release date is still summer 2024, and this does seem like a hard date. I know that a lot of people keep saying, oh, it keeps getting pushed back, and they're lying. This person on X even asked how many more times is it going to be pushed back. The Fun Pimp stated here that this is the first time that they have made an official announcement on the release date. It was asked so many times during the live stream, and everyone just kept saying summer. So guys, it's coming this summer. I wouldn't worry about it any more than that. They're not going to release an official date yet because they are still working with Microsoft and Sony because the platforms also have to agree on a date with them. They said here that a more definitive date will be announced after we make it through the submission hurdles as well as the biggest show-stopping bugs. Stay tuned. Someone was worried about what show-stopping bugs meant, and basically compared it to the Cyberpunk 2077 launch, to which the Fun Pimp said that it is already way more stable than that, so I don't think we need to be worried there. Now, on this post on X, someone asked if the console edition comes out with Alpha 22, and they said just after Alpha 22 goes stable and any platform-specific bugs are fixed. Another asked, any hint on what this means for Alpha 22 / the PC version? They said PC stable must happen first, so before summer. So what this sounds like is that they will release an experimental version, just like they always do, probably here in the next month or two, and then they will launch a stable PC version sometime before summer, and then the console version will come out after that. So you PC players, look out for Alpha 22 in the next couple months, because you should be getting that experimental version soon. Now, I'm sure you're seeing this and asking yourself, what do you mean new name? You may have heard talk that the Fun Pimps changed the name of the game. As you can see here from their PAX East booth and also their console demos, it does say 7 Days to Die console version. But here on X, they said here console edition on their post, and from the PAX East website I included in my last video update. Now, I don't know for sure if they have changed the name, and they have not confirmed this anywhere online. Most people in the chat of the stream were still calling it Apocalypse Edition, but the question was never brought up. Not sure why they would come out with Apocalypse Edition just to change it to console version, but I guess we'll have to wait for a full confirmation from the Fun Pimps on their X page, whether it'll be console version, console edition, or Apocalypse Edition. Now, this question was not answered on the stream, but it would make sense that the game wouldn't be too expensive because it's still an early access game and is normally $25 on Steam. So I would expect that we would see something around this price point for the console version. Now, it was asked many times on the stream and also on their X page if there will be a discount on the game for players that own the current console version. They said here, we are working on a discount plan with Microsoft and Sony where Legacy 7 Days owners would get a discount on their purchase of the new title. Stay tuned. So again, this is something that they are waiting on Microsoft and Sony for and is out of their hands. Now this one surprised me as the Fun Pimps have already answered it, but so many people were asking if the console version would be the updated PC version. Yes guys, it's going to be the Alpha 22 version of the game and will come out after the PC Alpha 22 version goes stable. This one was a big one for most people and it's very understandable. Will the game feature crossplay? The answer to this on the stream was at launch, no, but they are working on it. On this post on X, they said that they are still waiting on Microsoft and Sony, and if approved, it will be a post-launch patch. This question was only asked once on stream, and to me is a huge question because I know that this has affected so many players, but will the MD5 glitch still be a thing? Tim in chat said that testers have basically tried to recreate it, and it has not happened yet, so it seems that this has finally been fixed. This question was asked like a million times in chat and also on X as well. But what is the FPS like? Or will there be a performance mode allowing 60 FPS? Every time it was asked, there was basically no comment, but that it runs very smoothly, and that's that. This was confirmed by several people on the stream that were demoing the game, and when they were asked for feedback, everybody said that it played very well. The thing to understand is that this is still not the gold edition. I doubt super high FPS is on their minds right now. The game looks super smooth from what I could see on the stream, but if you want my opinion, I'm sure it's probably closer to 30 FPS for the time being, as it's still in alpha. The biggest thing to note is that the game plays just fine and didn't seem to have any problems during the event, so I wouldn't worry too much about FPS just yet. Now this section is just going to be filled with shorter answers to a bunch of random questions that were asked during the live stream at PAX East, so here we go. What platforms will the console version be available on? It'll be available on PS5, Xbox Series X, and S. Sorry PS4 and Xbox One users, it will only be on the newer gen consoles. Will there be a mod support on console? No, and this is due to Microsoft and Sony not wanting changes to their codes. Will there be a split screen / couch co-op? No, there will not be split screen. This one makes me really sad because I enjoyed playing split screen with my brother. Will the console version have mouse and keyboard functionality? They were a little unsure about this one, but basically said that it should. On X, they said that if you have a USB keyboard and mice plugged into the kit, then it should work. Will there ever be animal companions or pets implemented in the game? No, and this is something they are not interested in. Will there be boss zombies? They said that they have talked about this idea, but don't have any plans on that as of now. Will you be able to host a server at launch? This ties into the crossplay aspect, and no, you will not be able to host a server at launch, but they are working to get that going at some point after launch. A small note here that if you are playing on the Xbox Series S, you will not be able to host a server at all. This will only be available for PS5 and Series X. And once the servers are added, there will be both regular and private servers. Will you be able to play with a friend on the same console type on day one? They said yes, so similarly to the current console and how you can invite a friend to your world, you can do that and there will be local save, and this will be up to 4 players max. If and when the crossplay gets approved, they said that this should go up to 8 players. Are there any plans to be able to see the trader stage in menu like the game stage? One dev said that he wanted that in the game, but that everybody else said no. With all the animal model reworks, will there be more animal zombies than the bear, dog, vulture, and Grace? This one was interesting because they said that they can't talk about it, which leads me to think that they are wanting to add more. They obviously just announced the zombie direwolf, which is coming to Alpha 22, so it does seem like there will eventually be even more zombie animals in the future. In a future alpha, will you be able to make POI loot locked behind finding a key in the POI to be able to loot it so that you can open it? This will prevent players from getting on top of the POI and getting the loot. Tim said there are no plans for any keys, but the level designers have been hard at work reworking POIs to help prevent walk in the park loot and scoot runs through them. So to me, this means that they are trying to make POIs a little bit tougher to loot so that it's not as easy. I'm totally down for this to add a more challenging aspect to the game. We're now going to move on to the Blood Moons Q&A section. So we got some new footage of Blood Moons on X, and I'm just going to show you some of it while I talk about some of these questions and answers. So here are some of the questions that were asked about Blood Moons on stream. Will you be able to dig into the terrain? No, you can only destroy buildings and everything on the surface. A quick note that when you die, you can be revived by one of your other survivor members. Are there the same weapons in Blood Moons from 7 Days to Die? Some of them will be the same, and there will be new weapons as well. Are there multiple POIs? There are several maps with different POIs in each of them, so yes. Will there be vehicles? No, the maps are too small for that. They also confirmed that playable zombie animals are just the dog and vulture for now, but they plan on adding the zombie bear. When you possess a zombie, you don't have to stay as that zombie, you can switch between several zombies. Different zombies have different abilities that match their style, like the nurse can buff other zombies, the cop pukes, etc. Some people were worried about what Blood Moons means for the development of the regular 7 Days to Die game, and the Fun Pimps have stated on X that Illogica is pretty much taking the majority of the reins on this game, and that the Fun Pimps' primary focus is on 7 Days to Die console and wrapping up early access. So that's going to end this video, guys. Let me know what you think about some of these things. Are you getting excited? I know I am. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Like and subscribe for more, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.